Welcome back to the Devil May Cry playthrough, and today we have to go back to where it all began. First of all, whole blue orb right here. I don't know why they just decided to give that to you. Maybe because we had to go through so much puzzle bullshit, they decided, hey, here's a free upgrade. Anyways, with that done, let's leave the Coliseum as soon as possible. Because nobody likes the Coliseum. And once again, we have to deal with more sin sites, because we can never have enough sin sites. And as I said last time, we have to go all the way back to essentially part, 2 of this entire game, where we have to go to the chapel, we have to go all the way out to that long walkway, whatever, that fell apart. And it just seems really lazy to me, where we start off in the castle, we go off to like this whole grounds area that's full, that has this Coliseum, that has this, that has this long mountainous walkway with some weirdo light bulb puzzle bullshit, and a sunken treasure, of course, or sunken ship, of course. And we did all that just so that way we could get this Wheel of Destiny that we can use to go back to the castle. What the fuck? I go through this entire game solving all these puzzles to leave the castle, and now the game has me go through more puzzles and swimming just that way I can go back to the castle, but in nighttime, because that's so different. Actually, no, now that I think about it, no, there was a point. We did all that just so we can get the Hermes staff. We go through this entire game for one staff. So essentially, the entire game was another one of those finding the mystical MacGuffins that way we can open the doorway type bullshit. Oh well. Anyways, it's here in the lobby, I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure, where we meet a new type of enemy once we strike this thing. The storm is approaching. Oh well, this is not like Castlevania 2, where they have to put in that whole text box saying, oh, what a horrible night to have a curse. Anyway, here we're introduced to a new enemy. I think they're called Blitzes? Oh, well, anyway, I'll just call them fucking patties. I can turn it up. For some odd reason, I recorded all the footage for this game, and not once have the Blitzes turned into the doppelganger form. They're always the bat form. Anyways, in the bat form, they'll just shoot lightning at you. And that's pretty much it, they'll just shoot lightning at you. In the doppelganger form, I think they actually use sword attacks, they'll dodge bullets. They're actually pretty impressive enemies. Of course, as you probably already noticed, there's Blue Orb Fragment right over there. Just right in your face. Anyways, with that done, we can now go back to the chapel. Because once again, we had to do all that just for that one bit. Oh, and now there's this one here. Though, you don't think Mundus probably should have put the lizard men here in the first place? I mean, marionettes, they're not the most devastating of enemies. These lizard men, they're at least fast, they're strong, they can burrow underground, so they're not that easy to fight. I mean, what was the dark demon king of hell, Mundus, thinking when he decided to put marionettes at the beginning? I mean, it's like guarding a bank and deciding, you know what, I'm going to put all my advanced guards right in front of my most valuable safe, and just out in the open, where most likely robbers are going to attack first, I'll just put my worst, most inept guards there. It just makes no sense to me. And it's here where we have to take on a new boss before we can go to the chapel. Or not the chapel, we're in the chapel, duh. We have to examine this puddle of evil. I'm not sure what this game is trying to do with this whole puddle of evil thing. The blue stone. And by blue stone, it's talking about a giant flying monster from Final Fantasy. Okay, I forget what this thing is called, but as you would expect, he is a gigantic orb monster. What you want to do is, you want to attack these things at the sides, so that way they shoot lightning at him and he reveals himself to be some kind of tank thing. And when he attacks, he reveals his blue orb fucking weakness. You have to constantly attack that, dodge his attack, get on his back, awkwardly of course, and then just pound the shit out of it. His basic attacks are the ice hyper beam that you saw before, the ice dagger thing, I guess, that he shoots out of his body, and in his slug form, he'll just shoot out mini slugs, I guess. But essentially, it's just this whole fight is pretty much. Oh yeah, he'll also release little mini orbs that will shoot bullets at you when you gun by. But essentially, this whole fight is making sure that the dial over there is lit up, so that way it causes some kind of light that forces him to turn into this tank form to shine. And if it ever runs out, you have to do the whole thing all over again. Just as long as you make sure you attack that every once in a while, you should be able to attack this guy. And it shouldn't be all that hard. I mean, as you would expect, he's invulnerable when he attacks with the slime form, I guess. But here's the one thing I find weird that I've noticed. We fought a giant spider made of fire. We fought a giant bird made of lightning. Now we're fighting a giant snail made of ice. It's like the Pokemon trio really lame. You know how you have Suicune, Raikou, Entei, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, Fire, Ice, Lightning. Except it's a spider, a slug, a bird. Oh well, with that guy out of the way, as you would expect, you have to fight him more than once. We go out here where we can actually use our Staff of Hermes. And we have to platform. If you stay on the platform for too long, you'll fall in, and if you fall in, of course, you gotta fight the skeleton monsters again. But once you get past that, you just observe the Hermes thing, use the staff, and that's the end of the mission. I know I tend to have more than one mission done per part, but since we're getting close to the end game, missions are going to be longer, it's going to take more parts, it's going to... I mean, right now, we've gone through so much of the game so quickly. It's actually kind of a refresher to actually see missions that are long and actually require stuff to do, rather than just the same shit over and over again. Anyways, now that we've beaten this guy, we've ended the mission. And next time, we get another rematch with a certain somebody. See you later.